Thanks, appreciate it. Hey guys, what's up? It's Ife here, ETC Everything Cannabis. Just talking to one of my friends in the background playing some music for me. So we get this going. Just a little, yes, thank you. So what's up? Welcome to ETC Everything Cannabis, and this portion of Blaze Your Own Trail, we are going to be talking to a wonderful, wonderful culinary chef. And her name is Christina Wong. Hey Christina, how you doing? She's here now. We're gonna be baking with chickens. Okay? I'm excited. I'm totally excited. Christina, if you can join, let me know, okay? I'm still, you gotta still learn this thing. Okay, there it is. Awesome. Wonderful. Okay, so Christina's here. I'm excited. I've never done anything like this. I personally have never baked. Hey girl, how you doing?
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. Let me see if this works. Let's see. I got volume up, I think.
Turn the volume up.
All right.
Well,
Good.
welcome. Can you hear?
I can,
Can
yeah.
you turn the music down a little bit? Thank you. Just a little music playing in the background. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wonderful.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna have to be able to show you what I'm cooking, but we're gonna have to do it in a weird way.
No, it's no problem, dude. It's just the best way you can, okay? Thank you for being here on ECC Everything Cannabis.
Yeah, of course. Here, let me. Oh wait, I'm trying to see stuff, but now it's turning into that. Let me see.
Okay.
There we go. Aha. Okay, so now I can actually see the flow because I can't see that tiny little fonts anymore.
Oh yeah. While you're doing it, yeah, I know. It's difficult too. Like on it's different things. So sometimes I can see and sometimes I can't. But
Yeah.
time to get glasses. So welcome, and thanks for being here. I think it's so interesting that you bake with chickens.
Well, in a chicken pot pie, maybe, but
Yeah. But I was watching some of your YouTube shows and stuff like that. And it was just really interesting. Like you're literally holding your your chickens. I don't call them babies. They're not baby chickens, but your chickens, and you're literally cooking.
I don't usually bring them in the kitchen while I'm cooking, just because like they're dirty little creatures. But I do have lots of their eggs that I bake with. So that's really what it's about. So baking with chickens is I bake using eggs because they lay so many eggs. I can't use them all. So that's creative.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. One episode I had one tucked in my sweatshirt just for the intro, but
well, that's so cool. So how long you've been doing this for quite some time? Was it like 2-3 years now?
Yeah, I started mostly just baking and doing just regular baking recipes. And then really I enjoyed learning how to cook with cannabis, but I've only really learned how to cook with cannabis like a year and a half ago. Okay. And I started incorporating it and talking about it, and people really liked it. I found that a lot of people had questions. They were really into it. They liked the stuff that I was making because I always say, baking with chickens is, it's not your average pot brownie. I love making.
Definitely it's not.
Yeah, I love making these beautiful desserts that are also infused and paired with strains. So the flavors of the particular strain also complement whatever I'm baking or cooking. So, so we've incorporated cannabis more into it, and it's going really well. So I'm going to go with it because I also hear from a lot of people who say, they're longtime cannabis users. They like to smoke, but they don't know about cooking or edibles, or they want to learn more about cooking with cannabis. So that's exciting too.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was so cool how you incorporated cannabis into what you were doing too. And that's why I was like, oh my God, like I gotta be on the show. Let's talk. Let's see what's going on. So, and you're cooking some. It's like a treat.
We are. So while we talk today, I'm going to make my F yeah bars. So F yeah bars are basically Rice Krispie treats, but really, really awesome. And they came up because, so I have a Weed Wednesday group, and I call it my middle-aged ladies and two dudes weed group. And we just video chat every week and hang out and get high and talk about different things or try different products. So it's really fun. And one day we were really high, and I was like, oh, I should make something, and this is what I made, and they're so good. So I call them F yeah, because when you eat them, you're like, F yeah, they're
Yeah. I'm
so
just gonna
good.
say it's fuck yeah, okay? It's
Yeah,
fuck yeah, okay, and
fuck
it's good.
yeah, they're good. Fuck yeah bars. So they're
That's so
basically
awesome.
a mix of Rice Krispie treat, or so it's Rice Krispies, cornflakes, and Fruity Pebbles.
Ooh.
And then there's browned butter. So I got to melt the butter, brown the butter to get like that nutty, toasty flavor because
Mm-hmm.
it makes it a difference. If you're using infused can of butter, you can still brown it without losing any of the THC because brown butter browns at a lower temp than THC degrades.
Okay. Okay.
The
Gotcha.
seven grams. So like one of the big things about cooking with cannabis and THC is that like once you get above 340, 350 degrees,
Mm-hmm.
the THC will start to degrade. So you want to keep baking temps. You have to drop baking temps low or be mindful of cooking. So
Okay.
yeah. And
Wonderful.
then the other step with my favorite tool, I got marshmallows here
Ooh.
and my favorite tool, the culinary torch.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna toast those bad boys. So it's
Nice.
kind of like when you make s'mores and you have like that nice browned, like burnt marshmallow.
Yes.
All that's gonna go in with all of the cereal.
Okay, nice, nice. Now, are you infusing? You are putting you put the THC in the butter, right?
Yeah, so the ones I'm making right now are not infused because I want
Okay.
to eat them and I want to eat more than one.
I'm, I'm laughing because I have a brownie. I made some brownies on Christmas some Christmases ago, and I ate more than one, and I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
yeah. So I'm laughing because I totally understand what you're talking about.
A lot of them, I make infused treats and it's like, dang it, I can only eat one. So that's why I like to make my desserts low dose. I make it
Mhm.
5 milligrams or less. Or less
Okay.
is even better because then I can have two cookies instead of just one
Yeah,
cookie. Uh,
exactly. It's very important that you dose it correctly because if you have two, if you don't dose it correctly, you don't know the doses, you can sometimes you can end up a little on the other side.
for sure. So yeah, here I'm gonna turn
Okay,
this on and we'll brown the butter. And I'll
okay,
show you the little steps along the way, but I can like cook
absolutely.
and we can talk at the same time.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. You say you have Rice Krispie treats, Fruity Pebbles, and
Cornflakes.
yes,
The cornflakes are the MVP
cornflakes. Okay.
because normally when I have like Rice Krispie treats or Fruity Pebbles, like
Mm-hmm.
Fruity Pebble treats, they're too sweet.
Okay.
So the cornflakes balances it all out. And
Mm-hmm.
then all of it gets a nice little dusting of sea salt.
Ooh.
Is that little salty sweet?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so good on the palate when you have the munchies and you're high. So, and I have a question. Do you feed your chickens hemp?
I don't feed them hemp, but I do buy the hemp shavings for
Mm-hmm.
their pets.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if you can hear this, but it's like snap crackling over here
Yeah,
on
yeah,
me.
yeah. What is that?
Um, yeah, I use hemp shavings for their bedding because it's more absorbent
Mm-hmm.
than pine shavings and it stays fresher and it actually helps repel a lot of the bugs and pests.
Okay.
So it's a win-win. And like it was really expensive and hard to find before, but now I'm noticing that there's more.
Mm.
Okay, crackles. So yeah.
Okay, so
So what
so
you're
that's
going.
crackling. That's crackling in the butter in the pot right now.
Yeah. So I'll show
Okay.
you what I'm doing. So I'm just I melted the butter
Mm-hmm.
and I'm letting it brown. So you
Mm-hmm.
basically just turn it on to like medium low and let
Yeah.
it cook until like the milk solids. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
see the milk solids at the bottom and they'll start to turn brown and you'll smell it. And as soon as it turns brown, turn off the heat because you don't want to burn it.
Yeah.
Burned butter tastes very different than
Oh my
brown
God.
butter.
Yeah, burnt butter is not the thing. I
No.
think had some burnt butter before given to me, and it was just yeah. You don't
Yeah.
want that. You don't want that in anything.
I tried using a burned batch and very
No.
sad. It's very, very sad. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Today, today I have I am still indulging in coastal sun. They gave me some. I got some great cannabis. Is like a little punginess to it. So I
Ooh,
got a little of that going on too.
nice.
It's
I
really
got
good.
some
It's called
blood
banjo.
orange. I got some blood orange punch I picked up last week at
Ooh.
Soulful in Santa
Okay.
Rosa,
Mhm.
and it's grown by Glow Farms. You know what's
Okay.
wild? It totally smells and tastes like blood orange, like fruit punch.
Really?
Yeah, it's so
That's pretty
good.
cool. That's
Like,
has that citrus terpene on it then.
yeah, there's definitely some citrus. It's got like little purple flowers in there.
Ooh, yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
I were to infuse this would be a really great one to go in there because it's got that fruit punchiness, so it would
Mhm.
match with the fruity pebbles really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, this would
But
this banjo would probably go really good. Like if you melted maybe some cheese down and like on a grilled cheese sandwich or something, you know. Have you ever
yeah,
infused a grilled cheese sandwich yet? That's delicious.
that's the business. All right. So I'm gonna while we talk, I'm gonna toast the marshmallows. So
Okay.
most of the time when you make Rice Krispie treats at home, you just take the
Hmm.
marshmallows and you dump them in the pan, right? And you let them
Yeah,
all melt.
correct. Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is totally a pro tip that I snagged from my friend Kirsten, who has
Hmm.
her own cookie company called The Very Best Cookie in the Whole Wide World.
Ooh.
And I think she borrowed the idea from Brave Tart, I believe. So
Hmm.
basically, before you melt your marshmallows,
Okay.
toast them with a culinary torch or in the oven in the broiler, burn them, and then you do it. And it's like her
Gives them
rice,
that little crispy taste
like
to the yes.
it's just like it's that extra flavor profile that just like makes your eyes roll to the back of your
Oh
head
my.
because like all of it combined
And
totally
you can put
works.
sea salt on it too. Ooh. Ooh.
The sea salt, flaky sea salt's totally key because you need like the sweet and the salty balance.
Mm-hmm.
So good. But yeah, it just takes a while to do. But basically, I just grab my culinary torch
Okay.
and we're gonna toast some marshmallows. So,
Nice. Ooh, that's so good.
oh, I should do it this way. This way first, so I don't burn my fingers.
Yeah, please don't. That looks so looks so good. So how long have you been how long have you been a cannabis I would say advocate? How long have you
Um,
been into cannabis yourself?
I mean, for me, I'm
Hmm.
actually a fairly new cannabis user. Like, I've
Hmm.
always been, like, when I was in high school and in college, I was always around it. All of my friends were kind of like the stoner kids in high school, and I just didn't partake because I had a terrible experience, which is a
Oh.
that's a whole other story on its own. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna say I was always cannabis adjacent and friendly. I just didn't partake because I had that bad experience, and I was like,
Hmm.
ooh, never again. Like, I don't want to
No,
go there.
yeah, that's
Um,
understandable. If you have a bad experience with something, like most of the times you do just like, you know what, just give it a second. I don't
yeah.
want to. Yeah.
And it really wasn't until like recently. So I ended up getting a job at Papa and Barkley. Hang on. Whew,
Hmm.
my ads hurt.
Oh,
It's
you
like
okay?
everything is smoking here. So this is what
Oh.
it looks like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
Those are
I got a
crispy.
job at Papa and Barkley, which
Hmm.
is a cannabis wellness company here in Los Angeles, and they make those topical creams that are really popular. They also have Papa Select, which is a concentrate line,
Hmm.
and they release chocolates and gummies. So they have like really great quality whole plant solventless. And I really learned everything at Papa and Barkley. Like the people there were amazing, and they taught me everything. One of the guys who was on the customer service team like taught me all about how to make edibles, and I had so many questions. But that's kind of how I got my start. And I was the head of communications there, and I was doing their content and PR work.
Hmm.
But then the pandemic hit, I left and I started, focusing more on baking with chickens in my baking blog and turning this into like a culinary cannabis education site.
Absolutely. And you have so many unique recipes too that you did. Like I love your banana pudding that I so
Oh,
do want to try at home.
dude, it's
Uh,
so good.
oh my
It's,
God, the way
can I
you did
tell
it, I
you?
was like, that's so genius. How you mix the bananas in. I was like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Banana pudding is one of my favorite things. So
I mean,
I
I love
definitely love that.
banana pudding. the banana pudding from Magnolia Bakery is one of my favorite things on earth. But my problem with it is that it's not banana pudding. It's vanilla pudding with bananas in it,
exactly,
which is still good, but it's different.
Yeah, because you're just like you're eating the vanilla pudding with just like little cuts of banana in it. It's not actually banana that is pudding. That's a whole different experience when you put it in your mouth, you know?
Totally. Well, and also like I actually messed up when I was making the recipe. I was making homemade Nilla wafers to like do the crumbles.
Yes,
and I accidentally put 1 tablespoon of salt instead of a teaspoon. So the cookies themselves were horrible. They tasted so bad, and like they were so salty you couldn't eat them. But my culinary torch will turn off. They're so salty I couldn't eat them. But here we go. Mixed with the banana pudding, it was amazing. Like it totally worked out. So that was like one of those great moments of like, you know, like experimenting in the kitchen is the fun part, right? You make mistakes, you mess up, but like sometimes they're really delicious discoveries or like something that you wouldn't have known to do before.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. Oh man, it's hot.
So even though they were still salty, you said that did it add an extra oomph to it because of the salt? Yeah. Like to see,
yeah,
like
I mean, on their own, not good to eat. But like with the banana pudding and the whipped cream and everything else, like it was perfect.
Okay.
All right, so I have my butter's browned in the pan on the stove, and I'm gonna take my marshmallows and put them all into the pan to melt down.
Okay.
So you see, like I just
like
have a tray
marshmallows.
Of like toasty marshmallows, and I'm just putting them into my pan.
Oh, they look delicious. I'm gonna light this joint up by.
I got marshmallows rolling all over the place.
A couple got away, huh?
Yeah, but we'll get them. It's all right. It's all right. What do you? You light up a joint?
Yeah, I just lit just a little something. Well, it's a pretty nice one. Ooh. Yeah, just a little, getting baked while we bake and enjoying the process because I'm learning. Because I was gonna try to do this too, but I was like, let me just watch first. I'll do mine later.
Well, while this melts, you want to help me decide how I should enjoy my flour? Ooh. Should I do a vaporizer? Or should I do this beautiful Elevate Jane Mimi Bomb?
I think you should do the beautiful Elevated Jane Mimi Bomb. I love Elevated Jane's bombs. They are awesome.
It's so beautiful. It's my favorite new device. So I used to never really be like a bong user because I was like, it's just too much. But it's perfect. It's like this tiny, beautiful, elegant glass bong.
It fits you, you know, because it's graceful, it's elegant, it's ladylike. It's not like one of those big, you know, bongs. I think that's where a lot of people like the beginning bongs were like so big. There's nothing like elegant about them. It's a bong, but now. You can get custom-made bongs that fit your personality, which I love. Yeah.
And I always put ice water at the bottom because it just makes it go down smoother.
Right. Look at you with your tricks. Okay.
So fancy. I love a good joint too. Like it's just something like nice about it.
I feel like with joints and bongs, I feel like you could actually taste the cannabis. You can taste the flower better, taste the terpenes profiles in it. You know, you're able to enjoy it more. Even though I can't lie, like even though I do like a blunt every now and again, you know, back with every now and then, it's a different flavor, a different high. But if you really want to taste your cannabis, I suggest to either put it in a bong, roll up a joint, or even vape. You know.
Yeah, that's why I like the vaporizer so much because it's so easy to use and put the flower in. Like this kind of requires a whole ritual, which is part of the fun. Yeah. But the vaporizer is like, it's just there. And then I save the ABV, the already baked bud, and use it for infusions later. Okay. Woo.
Okay. Yeah. And so once you put the marshmallows in, that looks good. Do you turn the fire down a little bit too?
Yeah, so I'm turning it, I have like the heat on like low, medium low, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'm just melting all the marshmallows. Mini marshmallows work a lot better than the big ones,
Okay. They melt
but the big
faster.
ones, when I toast them, there's like more toasting ratio.
Mm-hmm.
So it just sort of depends. So yeah, I just melt them down so you can see like the nice gooey bits in here.
Yeah. That looks so
Um,
good.
you need a really big pot because my pot actually might not be big enough. We're gonna find out what happens.
Is that a
If you
quart?
want like, hmm?
Is that a quart? Is that 1 quart pot or two
I think
quarts?
so. I'm not sure. And then like
Yep.
I'm just gonna have to sacrifice some. Some's getting burnt to the side, and it just is what it is.
Oh, it's
So
okay. It's
I'm
gonna
just
add
gonna
extra flavor to it.
yeah. All right, so I'm gonna melt it down. So
Okay.
once it's all melted, I'm basically just gonna take that, dump it in,
Mm-hmm.
stir it fast.
Okay, so Fruity Pebbles, Rice Krispie treats, and cornflakes.
So I'm like taking a spatula and like folding it around
Uh-huh.
because I want to mix it and make sure everything gets coated. And like you
Okay.
kind of got to work fast because as soon as it all cools down, it's going to be really hard to move.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So for
So
those who are joining us, you're just coming in. If you just tuned in, she's making FUO bars, which are really good. I think it's Rice Krispie treats, Fruity Pebbles, and cornflakes that she is mixing down with some toasted with marshmallows, mini
toasty
marshmallows.
marshmallows. All right. So I'm just going to take the whole thing,
Okay.
dump it in on a parchment paper lined sheet so that it's easier to lift
Oh,
out and
thank
cut.
you, Melissa. Melissa said this is the best corner of the internet.
Hi,
That's awesome.
Melissa.
Oh. Okay, so I'm sorry to interrupt. You said you're just taking them out and laying them
Yeah.
down. Okay.
So I'm just scraping everything out the best that I can because I don't want to waste any of this goodness, but I'm just going to scrape and lick the pan later.
Okay. Oh, those look good. They're gonna be really good.
Yeah,
Mm.
so good.
And you can make them
And
infused or not infused. The not
yep,
infused are for the one for if you want to eat more than one when you have the munchies, and the
yeah,
infused ones if when you're high, if you still want to continue, eat a couple of those and be good. But we do suggest that you measure out the
yeah, yeah.
measure out
I'd
the
say
THC before
if,
you infuse it.
for sure. If you want to infuse it, I'd say make your can of butter, measure it out, and then think about how potent you want it to be. Like if it's in like this rectangular 9 by 13 pan, it's going to
Mm-hmm.
be what, like one, two, three. There's
Or
going to be 12 bars, so dose it accordingly if you want to make it 5 times 12, so 60 milligrams total can
yeah,
of butter.
yeah.
Um, if you want 5 milligrams per bar, if you want more potent, I mean, it's really kind of up to you how potent you want it and how
Mm-hmm.
potent you make your can of butter.
Yeah, as if you wanted to, yeah, exactly. That looks good.
Okay, now my favorite part.
Okay. Ooh.
Done.
It does
Okay,
look good.
yeah. I'm going to
Delicious.
drop off some of these at your house at some point this weekend, by the
Okay.
way.
Okay. Ooh, wonderful. That's awesome. Do come by. Do come by.
All right. I still need to do my little bong hit.
Okay,
Things
go
happen
ahead.
real
Go
fast.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead and do yours. So you said that your flower, you said it's a blood orange. So it has like the citrus terpene in it.
Yeah, it's kind of got a funk and a citrus,
Mm,
and
yeah.
it's really nice. It's
Yeah, mine has like a cheese, like a cheesy like a blue cheese kind of. Like when you smell, you're
oh,
like, ooh wee, It's
that's
called
interesting.
yeah, and this is banjo. Like it's little, it's frothy. You see the leaves and stuff. These are like really small nugs.
Yeah,
I mean, I would suggest though with them is to trim to get the more of the stems off first though. But other than that, this is some good flour.
that's interesting with the blue cheese. I've never had a cheesy flour, and I'm always curious about it. So, like, what do you know what the primary terpene is to get that smell?
You know, I'm not. I think it's more so. What do they do? Because it said it's like a pine. I think it's like a pine a pine that you
Honey.
put towards it too, a piney scent, like a little
Okay.
piney zest that you add to it. Let's see, what else would you put with it?
Oh, you
Yeah.
know, if it smells blue cheesy, that'd be so great if you infused it to make like a really great blue cheese dressing for like wings or like a wedge salad, like a BLT wedge salad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
Mm,
would be good too. You know, like you said, it's important to match your food up with the cannabis and the terpenes that go with your cannabis, and it's true because then the food tastes even better.
for sure. And
It
yeah, it
enhances
brings
it.
out flavors. Oh, I forgot to add the salt, so I'm doing that right now. So it's just a
Okay.
generous pinch of salt,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna sprinkle it all over on top.
Okay.
And that's it. Like,
FBA bars
oh,
and the
yeah.
ready.
So excited. All right, so they're gonna cool, and then I'm gonna cut them, and then I'll deliver you some probably tomorrow or the day after.
Okay, wonderful.
That's my life. Where'd it go? Man. All right, well, we're gonna go pro move. So if
Ah,
you've done
love it.
a culinary torch, a
Uh-huh.
dab rig, light, your torch,
Yes, come
a dab
on,
rig.
come on, go school. You got to bring it back, honey.
Yeah,
We still use
absolutely.
we'll still use them if we need it. If we can't find the lighter, you know how it goes. I'm gonna head light up.
You know what I also love about the Mimi?
Hmm.
Is because I can't really smoke the whole thing. So
Yeah.
it fits nicely in here
Hmm.
and I can sip on it.
Nice. So you can come back, hit it a little again, hit a little bit
Yeah,
more. Yeah,
yeah,
because it's like you're microdosing yourself. You don't have to hit it, so you don't have to do so much of it. You know.
yeah. Well, I think so. That was what led to my first really terrible experience when I was 16 years old.
Uh-huh.
So my friends were all really into smoking, and one day we're at a party, and I was like, okay, like I'll try it. My friend's like, here, do this huge bong rip, and I was like,
Oh.
dude, I'm 16. What do I know? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And that was good for maybe an hour, and then it was very not good. So
Oh. Yeah, especially if you do like a big one, it's your first time, you don't know. It's like it affects everyone differently. And at the same time, they should have been a little bit more kinder, you know. I had older brothers and sisters, so I have to say, like, I was fortunate, to be able, if I did something, they were kind of like, what are you doing? Make sure you're okay, so, but yeah, that the experiences like that I would have probably paused too for a minute.
yeah.
Well, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're back in the smoking realm again.
Yeah, I mean, and it's been such like a welcome new part of my life. Like I really appreciate coming back to cannabis
Hmm.
when I'm older for right like mental health uses for just stress and anxiety. I don't know. And it's so much fun now. There's so many products and different things to try and brands and
Yeah.
ways of experiencing cannabis. So
And then you also like one thing I like to do too is like you can make your own stuff. So, like the FEO bars too. Like, by putting infused cannabis butter in the ingredients, you're automatically boom, then you have your FEO bars, the
yeah,
little sea salt, the little sea salt on there like that. I mean, that's delicious.
yeah.
Because no one's done that, Give
Yeah.
that little pop, that little zest that it
I
needs.
mean, and like these are it's just different. It's just different than your whoops, that
Mhm.
didn't go out.
Oh,
So these are just different than regular Rice Krispie treats or right a pot brownie. Like it's I mean it's still trashy cereal ingredients, to be honest.
I mean, but
But
it's so you know what? But it's munchy food.
it's totally right. It's just like this is like my ideal munchy food, but elevated. I want delicious munchy food, not like trashy fast. Sometimes I want trashy fast food
I mean,
munchy
come on. You got to go back to your roots.
food.
Grew up on it. Grew up on
Yeah.
McDonald's and all that crap. Every now and then you want a little bit.
I've gotten fancy in my older age. I like eating fancy things now. So,
Yeah, me too. Oh, thank you.
oh,
He's what's that? Carpa dulce. Is it Carpe Dulce. I can't even say it right. So you both are fun. Thank you for this. I have never tried cannabis, but I wish I could try those bars. Oh, you can make the bars without it too if you want to.
Totally. Yeah, if you just want to make it without cannabis, this is just regular butter.
Yeah.
That's it.
And it's okay. So the ingredients is okay, right? There's gonna be Fruity Pebbles. There's gonna be Rice Krispie treats, cornflakes. So the cornflakes, just the regular cornflakes, right?
Just the
Okay. So the
regular.
regular cornflakes, and then yes, you toast your mini marshmallows first,
Mm-hmm.
like the s'mores, like get
Yeah.
them all nice and then you mix it down. Okay, and you top it with a little sea salt. But if you wanted to add your THC butter, you add the THC into your butter like that.
Yeah.
Infuse it.
Or, you know what? If you're new to cannabis and making canna butter feels really intimidating, because I remember when I was trying to learn how to make canna butter and I was trying to read, I was like, I don't understand. There's too many options. I think I'm going to do it wrong. So when I was new, the way I learned how to dose and I started infusing was I would buy those bottles of infused oils, like either like the Potley infused olive oils, or because I worked at Papa and Barkley, I had tons of their tincture, which is MCT oil. So I would just use oil-based tinctures and substitute. And so then I could get the dosing perfect, right? I can calculate based on the batch label exactly how much for exact doses. Whereas canna butter is making that canna butter at home is a bit more so-so.
Yeah, it's different.
Potency calculation. You can do the math, but like it's fuzzy math. Whereas if you get an oil-based tincture, you can measure it exactly. So I'll just substitute that. I would just remove the same volume of regular oil and add in the tincture.
Okay, wonderful. And where can tell everybody where they can see more of your wonderful recipes too, where they can infuse cannabis if they want or without.
Yes, so my website is bakingwithchickens.com, and if you click on the recipe section, I have a bunch of different recipes. I'm kind of like changing over the website right now so that it reflects more of the cannabis stuff. And I'm building out a whole cannabis section that has like cooking and baking 101, a guide to my favorite edibles, things like that. So kind of the nerdy, foodie, weedy section. But all my recipes are written either with, or you can make them with or without cannabis. And if you want to make cannabis, I'll have a guide that explains it step by step, and strain pairing recommendations for each.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, thank you for being here and coming on and showing us your wonderful FBA bars, baking with the chickens. And would you ever feed your chickens? Like, would you ever try to feature maybe, I'm not sure, feed one of your chickens hemp and just see how the eggs turn out? Would you ever experiment with that?
Sure. If somebody has like tons of hemp that they want to give me, I should have done that. I had a whole bunch of leaves. I should have. I'll have leftover leaves from things. They'll probably eat it. It wouldn't do anything, I don't think, to them, except.
Would it like give them more nutrition into their system? I wonder how the eggs would be, though. That's why I'm curious about that.
I don't think that it would affect their eggs.
Yeah, but would it put more nutrition into the egg, though? Is what I'm asking. Like, do you think it may work?
Yes, because when you give when they eat like greens, like any vegetables, cruciferous greens, or like hemp leaves, plants, their eggs are more nutritious than if they just eat corn or soy.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
okay,
totally.
Right. Yeah, learning. You let me know if you do. Come over and get some eggs. But I want to come over and get some eggs anyway.
Oh yeah, I'll bring you some eggs when I give you the cookies.
Okay, that works. Yeah, look forward to it. Well, thanks for being on here and coming on and showing us your FEL bars.
Yeah, we got some FEL bars.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna cut them and eat them.
There you go, guys. Make sure you make your own good munchy food.
Yes. All right. Thanks for having me. This was awesome.
Thank you, Christina. I appreciate you being here.
Bye.
Bye. Talk to you later.